Hi there, I'm Jovana. People call me Jojo. And this is HTEC Celebrates Women with Red Lipsticks. Kidding. HTEC celebrates women in tech and in general, of course. We're continuing our celebration with yet another phenomenal woman, a woman of many talents. Her name is Milana Tarlac, and she is a talent acquisition manager in our Banja Luka office. Ciao, Milana, and thanks for being my guest today.
Ciao, Jojo, and thanks for having me today.
Can you tell us about your early career and a little bit about your educational background?
Okay, cool. I'll start with my faculty. I've graduated from the Faculty of Economics, which is not really usual since I'm working in HR field for years. And at the moment, I'm finishing my master's studies at Faculty of Media and Communications. Before college, I've been working as journalist and TV presenter, which was actually my main passion, and it was really interesting experience. I had, even before I started, like an official, regular, full-time job. And after finishing the college, I started working in software company, and now I'm working in HTEC, which is not unusual since my first official job was in a software company, one of the biggest software companies in Banja Luka. My first job was related to being a business consultant for payroll administration and human resources. And after years, I decided to fully dedicate my profession to HR field. And I've had a chance to work in different fields as talent acquisition, recruitment marketing, talent and employee experience, and other fields in HR field, HR profession, however you call it. Mm-hmm. Beside that, I would like to share, I think that's important to share some other interests and some other things I wanted to learn during my career. I always try to learn new things and to gain experience in different fields, because I think industry in general is fastly growing and different kinds of trends are constantly changing. So if you want to work in this industry, you need just to keep up learning and keep up with the trends that are existing and appearing on the market. So I had the chance to work in one startup in Chicago. I spent there 1 month. The startup was called Moonrise. It was an employment platform that connects companies that would like to have a reliable workforce and the people who would like to earn some extra cash if they need more than their regular salaries. That was part of fellowship program that was organized by the World Chicago Organization. And I think that this fellowship program is now available in Serbia as well, because I participated as a member of Banja Luka team from Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Mm-hmm. And this is very interesting. So was this connected to your job at the moment, or was it something you privately researched and applied for?
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Actually, yes, it was connected to my job and to my private interest. Like the fellowship program was called, I'm not sure for the full name, but it was related for tech companies and the people who work in tech industry. So the main criteria was that you have a profession, work in some of tech industries, in some of tech companies. So at that moment, I was working as HR manager in my previous company, and I applied for position. Beside that, another criteria that was really important was your entrepreneurial experience. And I must share that I had some idea that I'm actually working on at the moment as well. But of course, you never have enough time to do it on your startup, on your business. The startup is called Farmica, and it's an online platform which should connect small independent local farms and food producers with end customers. And that was another criteria that allowed me, and actually that was the reason I had a chance to participate in this fellowship program.
And how did you like that experience? Was it radically different than than the experience you had in Republika Srpska, in the company you worked at, or was it similar? How long did it last?
The fellowship lasted for 5 weeks. We spent 4 weeks in Chicago and 1 week in Washington, D.C. I really liked that experience. Actually, it wasn't my first experience in the US. I had a chance previously to meet other people, to work in some other companies and just get to know their way of working and culture. But this was actually the first time I had a chance to spend a whole month in one startup and to work with them. So it was pretty different than all other companies I had a chance to work in Banja Luka, because first of all, it's startup in US market. And when you have startup in our market, it's totally different. It's not so dynamic, and you don't have so much clients, you don't have so many needs, and just the whole atmosphere about the startup and the whole thing about the people that are working there is totally different. The main goal, like the main point I took from the program, is that you need to be flexible and you need to hear what your customers want, because this startup, Moonrise, they wanted to make a platform that would help people who need more money and who struggle with their paychecks on a monthly basis. And first of their ideas were to make some kind of shared platforms like Uber or some other things where you could share like expenses with other people. But when they had an interview process with all the customers, they realized that actually people want money, not just to share some expenses with anybody, but just to earn extra money in order to pay their bills or to go somewhere or whatever they would like to do with that money. So they had one idea, but they moved to just another one because they had so detailed interview process with their clients and realized what the customers actually would like to have and would like to gain from their start.
That's interesting. Properly done discovery with clients.
Right.
And right. Did the Moonshine startup make it? How are they today?
Well, they're working, and to be honest, I haven't had a contact with them in months, so I'll need to check that. But at the moment I was there, they had enough people working on the platform and looking for jobs using their platform.
Let's go back a little bit to the startup that you mentioned, Farmica. I really like the idea, and I think it's a very popular concept these days, that everyone's trying to shop locally and support, local producers, small farms, people who invest their lives in producing the food for us, and usually it's an organic food. So I just wanted to ask you, when did you come up with this idea, and how did you come up with this idea? What inspired you?
Well, I think that the main reason we started thinking about that was that we started seeking for local, domestic, locally produced food, like healthy food. You start looking for fruits and vegetables that are produced locally, and when you go to market, you can find just the things that you would like to have. And in Banja Luka, we actually have few small shops where you could buy some locally produced food, but they're really expensive. So if you want to buy something, you need to spend a lot of time looking for that, and you need to spend a lot more money than you would spend in regular markets. So we realized that the best thing would be to have some kind of platform where you could go through all the products that are available on the market, and you could just order them using the app. Since it's normal, you don't want to go to different kind of places. It's time consuming actually if you want to buy some locally produced food. And this this platform would allow you just to go through the app and order the things that you would like to buy. On the other hand, all small food producers always need to agree on their prices and to work with retail shops, and in that situation they don't have enough space to organize their prices. Like they don't have, they're not capable of setting the price they would actually want to sell their produces. And most of the revenue actually goes to retail sellers. And these were the two reasons we come up with the idea. We've been working on this project for 2 years maybe now, but as I already mentioned, since all the people in the team have their full-time jobs, their regular jobs, you don't have enough time to work on your startup and to give up on everything and just start working on the startup. Maybe that would be the best thing to do, but actually we are not brave enough maybe to do that.
When we talked before the interview, you mentioned that you have a few interesting hobbies. So can you share about a little bit about your hobbies and how you like to spend your free time?
Okay, yeah, you're right. Actually, I really love my free time, and I love to spend it on different ways, doing different hobbies. I must say that mainly my full passion when it comes to hobbies today is running. I've been running for 3 years now. I haven't run before any time, and I always thought like running is the most boring sport in the world. But when I started, it just became my full passion. I'm doing street running and trail running as well. But besides running, I like hiking, yoga, snowboarding. These are the things I like to spend my free time. During vacation times, if it's winter, I'll probably be on some mountain snowboarding or hiking somewhere. But besides that, I really like traveling and meeting new culture. So whenever I have some weekend or vacation, I'll definitely use that time to go to some other city, to some other country, to meet people over there. And I realized that during the COVID situation and this past year, I haven't had a chance to travel a lot. So I really miss it at the moment.
Your life sounds very fun. I gotta say. And you also mentioned that you are writing a blog, right?
Yes, I am.
What's it about?
It's about HR, and the whole blog is related to HR and HR topics in general. It just depends maybe on the period of my life, or it could be related to some kind of education I have. So I sometimes dedicate my time to write some kind of blog about the things I'm learning, about the things I've been working on my job, and the blog is totally related to HR. So I've been writing it for a few years now, but I'm not like, I do not write every month. It just depends on the time when I have idea or when I have time to write something about.
Okay, interesting. If anyone listening to this would like to hear more about, the strategies and the inspiration in the HR and talent acquisition, you can visit milanatarlac.blogspot.com. Okay, so let's get back to HTEC a little bit. What is your job at HTEC, and how does your day-to-day routine look like?
When it comes to routine, I must say sometimes I'm not even sure if I have any kind of routine. It sometimes looks that every day is the same, but since I have a chance to meet so many people during the day and during the week, it's different because everybody brings its own energy and their own problems and things they would like to share and things they would like to talk about. So sometimes there is routine because every day I have different kind of interviews with people for open positions in HTEC. And also I've been in contact. I'm contacting a lot of people during the day and during the week in order to fill our open positions. But since everybody is different, it doesn't become a routine actually. And my official position in HTEC is called Talent Acquisition and Employee Experience Specialist, which means that I'm working in talent acquisition part of HTEC and employee experience part in people team in HTEC. What does it mean? Talent acquisition means that we are responsible for attraction and recruitment of new employees who could join HTEC. Since HTEC is a fast-growing company, our needs are constantly growing. So I'm trying to find the best talents and to hire them. The best part about that is that you actually meet so many people and get to know different communities. HTEC has offices in Belgrade, Novi Sad, Niš, Subotica, Banja Luka, Skopje, and we're probably open a few more offices. So I have a chance to meet people from all these cities and see what they would like their career to look in future and what they're expecting from HTEC. On the other side, I always have a responsibility to present HTEC to them and to make HTEC a company they would like to work for. So my day is made of communication constantly, and that's the thing I actually like about it, because it's dynamic and it brings a lot of positive energy. Sometimes it could be exhausting, but that's probably the reason I like running and doing all these sports, because I have time to be on my own and not to share and not to communicate with everybody during the day. So probably that's the thing that makes the balance between the work and the things that I like to do in my private time.
Perfect. Sounds perfect. Okay, and now that we're at this talent acquisition and HTEC experience topic, I'm sure that some of our listeners would be interested to hear about HTEC's hiring process, which could be probably or possibly applied to some other tech companies as well.
Okay, cool. Actually, our hiring process has few different steps. The first one, and actually the first contact with HTEC, is an HR interview, where we try to get to know each other. Like, I try to get to know the candidate, and the candidate is coming to that interview in order to get as much as possible information about the company. The next step after the HR interview is the technical task, which is actually focused on the candidate's technical knowledge. And after the task, if everything goes well, the next step is technical interview, which is totally focused on tech discussions and sharing experiences. And if the candidate meets all these requirements during the process, after that, the next step is just the offer discussion, where we talk about the possible project, financial package, benefit package for that the candidate would have if he accepts the offer. And after that, if we have an agreement, we just welcome you on the board. So we're looking forward to see you in some of our team.
And are there any particular personal traits that we are looking for in the candidates? Like, what would be an ideal candidate profile for HTEC in terms of like personality, not so much the experience?
Okay. Well, it's hard to say what is ideal, and I'm not sure if there is even an ideal candidate and anything that's ideal in the world. But for sure, you need to know your business. When it comes to technical skills, you need to speak English. That's something that's a must in HTEC, since we are a fast-growing company. We have offices in different cities, and all our clients are from US and European markets, so you need to speak English. And when it comes to some personality criteria, or I don't know, things that we would like our colleagues to have, is to be maybe open and honest with your colleagues, happy to learn, happy to help others, because one of our values is keep learning, keep growing. And we would like everybody in the company to feel that value and to learn and to grow during their period of working in HTEC. actually everyone's different, and that's the thing that makes this job interesting. And we don't want to have all the same people in the whole company, in the team, because if we're all the same, we wouldn't learn from each other.
And another value is also grow yourself by growing others.
Right.
So sharing the knowledge and being open. So there you go.
Yeah.
And you have a very, very versatile professional background and also interests. So I'm curious to hear how do these corporate or startup cultures differ among each other, like working in Banja Luka and then in the US as well, and some different companies, startups. How do they differ as workplaces from HTEC?
Okay, well, if I would make some comparison to other companies in Banja Luka, I would definitely say that HTEC is something new and different at the moment in Banja Luka community. That's mainly because it combines startup mindset and the size of big corporation, actually. And another very good thing about HTEC is actually the fact that leadership has a clear goal and intention of where they want to be in 5 to 10 years period, which is really useful for all of us that are working in HTEC in order to know where we would like to be in few years and what can we expect that HTEC will achieve in next few years. But when it comes to some specific things, maybe I would say that the most interesting thing about HTEC in Banja Luka now is that the company has a great number of active projects, and you have an opportunity to change projects. If you start working on one and something happens and you would like to change it, you have 60 other active projects, and you could just change the project, and that could look like you changed the company completely. On the other side, HTEC is a really big organization. At the moment, we have more than 800 people in the whole company. So we are faster growing and changing, and you have a chance to meet different kind of people with different expertise and people who are working for 10 or even more years, and you could share knowledge with them. All these things, projects, growing company allows you to have a lot of opportunity to grow your career in different directions. So everything's based on your background and your interests. If you would like to improve yourself in some technical positions, you have a chance to do that. If you would like to go to some leadership, managerial positions, you can do that as well. So that's the best thing about organizing and improving, building your career in the direction that you would like for you to be in future years. And last but not the least, we have friendly, supportive, and open working atmosphere and culture. So I think that everybody, but I could say that for Banja Luka office, we actually feel like we are home when we are at work. So that's really important thing and nice thing to have in your team, and especially with the people you're working closely, since you all spend 8 or even more hours at work.
Yeah, like an extended family.
Yeah, right.
So you work in our office in Banja Luka, and recently you also wrote a blog for our website about the office. But for those who don't have the time to read this blog post, can you tell us just a little bit about your office there and your colleagues in the atmosphere? Yeah,
Banja Luka office was opened 1.5 years ago. At the moment, we have 55 people, and we're still growing. We are a really great team. I could say that we have open and supportive culture, and you definitely feel like you're at home when you're at work. And I must say that maybe one of the things that people like the most about the company and about Banja Luka office is actually that every Friday we have happy hour, And really often we stay after hours and spend some time together in order to meet each other and to build that culture and to build trust and to spend more time together, even though we are not working on the same project. Since the company is organized that you're focused on your team and your project, it could happen that if you start working in Banja Luka office, you maybe would have just one or two colleagues from the office that works on the same project, but because of that, we have a lot of time that we spend together and getting to know each other and having these like happy hours with ourselves and to drink some beer as well.
That's awesome. I work from home and I really, really miss that. I gotta say that, you know, bonding.
You should come to Banja Luka then.
I will. I will. Don't say it twice.
I would like to use this chance to invite everybody who would like to meet HTEC, to meet Banja Luka team, just to let us know, to apply for our positions, and we'll be happy to welcome you in our offices.
Yes. Finally, one question related to our women rights at workplace. So some studies show that women are less confident to voice their opinion in the workplace. And ever since Sheryl Sandberg's Lean In book was published last year, some individuals and companies have been focusing on giving women equal opportunities and allowing them to balance their personal work and personal lives and professional work, right? So she argues that women need to stand up for themselves and be more confident to express themselves. And you seem very confident, and you reached this point in your career where you are secure in your position. But how did you get there? And how did you learn to voice your opinion?
That's a hard question, to be honest. I've been working in different organizations and cultures, and actually that motivated me to become flexible and to have, I don't know, skill to easily adjust to different situations. I think that's really important. If you would like to feel confident to freely speak about the things you think, about your opinions, about your expectations, you need to feel confident. And I must say that the confidence comes with the knowledge and expertise, but also you need to widen your experiences, to widen your perspective, and to be flexible in order to be sure that and to feel safe in order to share your opinions. Also, I would like to say that it's important to be honest to yourself and to admit that actually there are things you should learn. You take the time, learn something, educate yourself, and that will allow you to be more confident, to be open to receive different kinds of knowledge and to share your experiences with people. And I think these are the things that are really important in order to gain some confidence and to be open to speak freely. Also, I would like to share one thing that I realized doing this kind of job for years. If you would like to have good connections with people, with candidates, I think it's important to be authentic. And these are the things that actually build your self-confidence as well.
That's awesome. I completely agree with you.
Thanks.
Well, that was my last question, and thanks for taking the time to be our guest today. I wish you all the luck with your future life and career and your startup as well. I hope it becomes a success one day.
I hope I'll have time for that more.
Yeah, I believe it's hard, but maybe one day we'll decide to focus only on that idea. Because it's hard to, I think startup takes a lot of energy, running a startup.
No, I totally agree. Actually, every job needs your full attention and your full energy. And if you like what you're doing, you'll definitely give all your energy that's needed in order to job to be done properly. But especially in these situations when you have your idea, your startup, you need to be fully focused on that and to spend all your time on that. It just depends on the things that are your priorities at the moment.
Exactly. Well, great talking to you. As I said, I wish you all the luck and have a nice day. I'll see you around.
Thank you, Jovana. Thank you for having me. I hope I gave you some useful information. I really enjoyed the talk today with you, and hope to see you soon in Banja Luka, maybe.
Oh yeah, I'm coming for that beer.
Of course.
Thank you all, and see you in the next HTEC Celebrates Women in Tech. Bye.
Bye.